Hello guys, so in this video I thought I am going to clarify one common doubt that a lot of you had, that should you go to MBA as a fresher. Now if you go to MBA as a fresher, there is one advantage, that is you have time in your hand. So since you are straight out of graduation and you straight away go for MBA, you have two things. First, you are in that continuation of your education, so that study mode remains for you for the next 2 years also. And secondly, you start your career earlier than the others. So for example, since you have no work experience, since you have straight away gone into MBA, then that means you are also joining the workforce after MBA at a very young age compared to others who have pre-work experience. So you start getting the manager level salary earlier, number one, and secondly, you basically you are into the MBA manager level workforce earlier. But the disadvantage is, number one, in the classrooms, a lot of case discussions are based on your real life experiences that you have faced at your workplace. So a lot of times people share their life experiences that they have, or how they have tackled challenges at their workplace. So this thought process cannot be brought by a fresher. So that is where somewhere they lag behind. So there is marks for speaking in class, for bringing in valid points to class. So if you have work experience, I feel that you can add some more extra valuable points to the class discussion. So it's not that as a fresher you cannot add, because even freshers do add a lot of valid points, but those are mostly based on what they have heard or what they have seen and not what they have experienced. So if you have work experience, number one, the disadvantage is that you have certain irrelevant points to speak in the classroom. And number two, most importantly, related to placements. So the problem is, a lot of companies they do hire freshers, but at least 30-40% of the companies will be coming who will be having requirement of a work experience of at least 1 year, or maybe some have 2 years. So usually 1 to 2 years of work experience is needed. So the point is, even if you have a terrific profile of 999, still you are straight away rejected from 30% of the companies just because you do not have a job, do not have a work experience. So sometimes this companies which come with a work experience requirement are traditionally the ones who have a higher salary. So which means you are straight away kind of not eligible for the higher higher salary companies if you are coming as a fresher. So it's not that you are totally ineligible. Sometimes they do make certain if you are especially from a tier 1 undergraduate college, they might relax their requirements. But usually this is where the disadvantage is, that if you are as a fresher, you are not eligible for 30% of the companies, and especially some senior leadership roles, like especially IT roles like product management or strategy, or these are usually the roles which are consulting. These are usually the roles which require some pre-work experience. So if you are a fresher, it becomes slightly difficult to enter into these fields. So mostly you are going to get into sales domain, or these are the domains usually which do not have work experience requirements. And number two, what is the disadvantage that you're going to face if you do not have a BTech? Again, similar to work experience. So usually in any company, in any college, most of the companies that are coming will be from a tech background. At least 20-30% companies will be coming from the tech background, and naturally they would want someone who has a BTech background in undergraduate. So if you are from non-BTech background, like BBA, BSc, or any other such courses, again 30% of the companies would want a BTech. So you would again be not eligible for those companies. So and secondly, for example, for finance companies usually prefer only BCom candidates. So if you do not have a BCom, it becomes very difficult to get into finance. So these are the two problems. Now what happens if you are say a fresher and also a non-BTech? That means you are straight away not eligible for 50-60% of the companies, because both of the things are against you. Now this is the problem. That is why it is better to take work experience and go for MBA, because at least you can sit for some of the good companies which you do dream of. Otherwise the problem is you are not going to be eligible for those companies, and then you are going to crib and cry that you are not got a good placement. So I hope that this 2 pieces of information has been useful for you, and thank you guys very much for watching this video. See you in the next one.